You go up on a Sunday morning just to feel the breeze, the coldness in your face, and expecting to see your friends skydive out of a hot air balloon, which is not uncommon. And then we have a situation like this. And so that's a sad part.
Tonight, federal investigators are searching for answers into why an early morning hot air balloon ride ended with 4 people dead. A 5th person tonight is recovering in critical condition at a Phoenix area hospital. And tonight, we've learned that one of those victims is from Indiana. That is where we start this Sunday night here on 12 News at 10 o'clock. Thanks so much for spending time with us. I'm Jonathan McCall. The scene unfolding this morning in the town of Eloy. That is just an hour drive east of Phoenix on Interstate 10. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra learned that this all started with 13 people on board of a skydiving flight.
We've learned 13 people went up in the hot air balloon early Sunday morning. 8 people successfully jumped out and skydived to the ground, but shortly after, an unknown problem occurred, causing the balloon to come crashing down in the desert.
It's sad and heartbreaking that there was a loss of life.
Eloy is grieving a significant loss to the skydiving and ballooning community after a hot air balloon came crashing down around 7:50 Sunday morning.
We have the world's largest drop zone. And so when this occurs into our community, it affects us because the skydiving community is a large one and very close-knit.
4 people are dead, including 3 passengers and the balloon pilot. 1 passenger is being treated for critical injuries at a Valley hospital. Family identifies one of the victims as Katie Bartram, telling me she had just become a nurse and loved adventure.
These types of accidents are very rare.
Police say the balloon came from outside the city of Eloy. They're unaware of the intended flight plan, but knew it went up with 13 people on board. 8 of those people skydived toward the Eloy Municipal Airport. Shortly after their jump, eyewitnesses describe seeing a catastrophic situation.
They saw the last 10 seconds before the impact, and they said that the material of the balloon portion was just straight up.
Hot air balloon pilot and safety expert Eliav Cohen tells me there's 2 reasons a hot air balloon might go straight up.
It's most likely it's because of the skydiving operation and that caused that parachute to some reason float that then closes them out. So when they say it's up and down, at that point, you couldn't get any more air in.
He says it's also possible the basket was too light after the 8 skydivers jumped.
If at that point there were a wind shear, big gust of wind, because it was lightly loaded, it could cause that as well. Now, normally loaded, you could not have that issue.
Cohen tells me skydiving from a hot air balloon is incredibly reckless and risky for anyone on board.
It's extremely rare to float atop because it means you have to be going up at least 13, 14, 1,500 feet a minute, and the balloon is not supposed to, by the manufacturer, go over 1,000 feet per minute.
The NTSB and FAA were on scene and will conduct a full investigation to figure out exactly what happened. That report could take weeks. Reporting in Eloy, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thank you. Tonight, we've learned that this incident not the only hot air balloon incident here in Arizona. In fact, as recently as December, a hot air balloon came down in one North Phoenix neighborhood. 9 people were on board. Fortunately, no one was hurt. In another instance in March of last year, 1 person made an emergency landing in a cul-de-sac near Sossaman and Southern in Mesa. No one was also hurt in that incident. According to the NTSB, there have been at least 80 hot air balloon incidents investigated here in Arizona since 1982. The most recent one they investigated was in Page back in November.